Hello everyone, it's me again, and I'm back with Nasdaq again. Right, so long story short, this is still another short idea for Nasdaq, right? And as usual, before that, I have to admit that I have been stopped out time and time again for trying to short either Nasdaq or S&P, right? So the last idea, right, is to stop at 23500, right? So this was also stop out. Okay, and over here I readjusted the wave count again, right? So this time, instead of this being the peak, now we shift it again to this new high that we've seen here, right? So and the wave count here has changed also, right? So instead of this being a 3, 4, and a 5, right, this whole move now becomes a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So this, with this 4 resting just above this wave 1, right? You can look at this orange one, right, and then the purple one and the green one. Okay, so additionally, if I do this wave 1 against the entire wave, right, you can see that we are still just short of the projection by about 50 points, right? And if we do this wave 1 against wave 5, right, we overshot by a bit, right? So this is what I think has happened. And then if you use this peak of wave 1 and draw against the resistance line with this purple one, right, let me make it thicker, right? You can see that it also breaches just a bit, right? So this was the breaching point is where our Fibonacci wave 1 equals to wave 5, right? So this will, I would term it as a throw over here, right? So this is a throw over on the Fibonacci level as well as on the trend line itself. Okay, now the stop for this is where this new high, this recent high is, right? You can put it just a bit above, right? And I believe as I was talking, price is starting to move down, so try to make this as fast as possible, right? So we can take a look at other timeline, right? I believe I've gone through the wave count, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is a rising wedge, right? This whole move here, this purple one is a rising wedge, right? So over here, rising wedge. Okay, just change this color to match. So we have the red one, make it to red color. Okay, so I'm not the only one who identified this as a rising wedge, right? I think a lot of technical analysts have already talked about this, right? You can search it in many places, right? The other thing that I may want to point out is that if you go into a very low time frame, like even 1 minute, right, on a very low time frame, you can also identify another pattern over here, right, which is a head and shoulders pattern. Now I rarely use this, so let me just draw it like this. Okay, so if you see over here, this is one shoulder, this is the head, right, and this is the right shoulder, right? And we have a net line that we can draw, which like this. Okay, so for this, let me just adjust this so that you don't actually see it for most of them. Okay, so because this is on the 1 minute itself, right? I just don't want to see it on a low anything higher than 1 minute, right? Because it's not obvious right? And I'll show you why. Okay, so let me just finish doing this quickly. Right, so for example, if I go to the 5 minutes, you don't really see the head and shoulders. It's not that apparent. It's here, right? It's actually here. So it's actually clearer on this 1 minute chart, right? I don't really advise trading on the 1 minute. I mean, I'm a more of a macro swing trader, right? Which is why I don't do it. Okay, so which is why I don't recommend it. Also because I don't have expertise in it, right? It's just showing you that a pattern exists over here, the head and shoulders pattern. Okay, so for this idea itself, you will see another thing is that we have another overbought, right? So at each point where I call for a short in the Nasdaq or S&P, right, it's always with a overbought. Okay, so this arrow don't actually go into okay, so what I'm pointing out is over here is 1, right, and then 2, and then over here we still have another overbought. Okay, so 3 overbought over here. Usually things don't go past 3 times, right? That eventually we might be right. So yeah, this is the a few of the reasons for why I am intending to short again, but I must make it known that I don't have the best record in the past few months for shorting the S&P, right? So take my idea with a pinch of salt, and good luck in your trading. Thank you.